Hey yo, what's going on guys? Framper, and today we are back playing some more of the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition. I had to set the time again for some reason, but you know, that's what I did. Sure, what? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you booted up the game. Okay. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 o'clock and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. Thank you. That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see this screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want, even if it's not the correct time, you've earned it. Alright, I'll let you get back to the video game now. We'll see for the next episode if that's what actually happens. Begin the game. We'll see. The next episode, let's see if it asks me the time again. And I'm thinking if I should set it to the real time or I don't really know what my favorite time is. If I had to choose, maybe around like.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
But if I had to choose, okay, did everything reset? I think it did.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Yeah, so I think
What
everything
could it
did
mean?
reset. What if we
Stanley
try
decided to
follow
go
it
to the
this
meeting
time?
room. Perhaps he had simply missed
We'll
a
do
memo.
that. We'll try to follow what he says this time. Hold up. Did anything change with the menu? I feel like something changed. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe not.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'll follow what he says, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna wait for him to finish talking.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Up or
Coming
down?
to
I'm
a
gonna go up.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yo, what the hell is this? My boss has a nice looking office. Wow, there's a big room.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer
What is happening?
luck.
Hello?
Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Hello? Manager? Boss? You there? Where? Okay, I'm gonna die. I'm heading into like my boss's dungeon or something. He's getting ready to kill me.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
A bit?
It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay, I'm gonna have to follow him, I guess.
The lights rose on an enormous room
Oh, wait,
packed
this
with
is,
television screens.
the room I was
What
in.
horrible secret
up
did
there
this
before.
place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to
Okay,
life.
what number
Their
was
true
I again?
nature
'Cause
revealed.
I can see it
Each
more.
bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Jesus. Wait, what's that one? That one was different. That one didn't show a number.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe it couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
What is happening?
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Oh, I can turn it off or on. Ooh. I don't want to go through all of this again, but I'm clearly gonna have to see which different option does.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Hello?
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command.
Sunlight.
Freedom was mere moments away.
Air.
And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be
I think I can actually
his.
fall off from there.
And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation,
Can you turn
the
around? I want to see
immense
what the place looks
possibility
like.
of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
It's bright. It's bright. Okay, so that's probably one of the endings. Okay. Now we'll try to follow
All of his
him,
co-workers were
but then on the
gone.
last part
What
we'll
could it
turn
mean?
on.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
No, I
Perhaps
know
he had
it's gonna be
simply
annoying
missed a
with all the
memo.
elevators and stuff, having to wait for it, but I'm gonna have to do it sooner or later to see what it
When
does.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
I'll
Coming
have to
to a
figure out where
staircase,
that goes.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as
Okay, so there
possible,
was
he
something
didn't
different.
even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Yeah, no, I don't
That
care
kind
about
of
you.
anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments
No,
with some calming
oh,
new
come
age
on,
music.
man.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated,
Thank you.
Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Here we go again. Yeah, narrator, I don't even care about you. I'm not even gonna listen to you. I'm over here on my phone. Because I don't care about what you're saying right now. Wait, that was actually a lot faster.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that
I'll
read
go there
Mind
later.
Control Facility.
Or another video as well. Yes, yes, yes. Open up.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed
Let
with
me
television
through.
screens.
I don't
What
care,
horrible
narrator.
secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
So I'm guessing you can actually just figure out everything.
Now
those
the
questions
monitors
that he
jumped to
has
life,
here.
their true nature
earlier.
revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe.
Okay,
It couldn't be
narrator,
true. Had
come on,
Stanley
just
really
let
been
me
under
through,
someone's
narrator,
control
please.
all this time?
Oh, man.
Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Are you gonna let's skip
No.
it? Well, no, you're not.
He
gonna skip it.
refused to
Alright.
believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here
Okay.
was the proof. The heart of the
Also, what's
operation.
down here?
Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad
I'm kinda
or
scared to go
content.
down there.
Walking, eating,
I'm kinda-
working.
we'll do
all of
the-
it
the on
monitored
thing
and
first.
commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he... Oh, Stanley, you didn't
I
just
did.
activate the controls, did you?
I did.
After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Yes. They
Stanley,
made me suffer.
I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
What?
In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the
Nukes?
entire
What?
complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the
Okay,
star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires.
Stanley,
Oh,
hurry
this
up.
is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More
Oh,
time to talk
narrator,
about
you're-
you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are?
think.
A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying
Okay,
alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a
wait,
crisp.
0.
I have to say this,
1,
though.
4,
This
2,
version
0,
of events
1,
has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will
am I
be
supposed to
even
do?
better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
Come on.
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Four.
Or did you just assume when you saw that timer
All of
that
the
something in this room was capable of turning it
the screens
on?
are showing
I mean,
4.
look at you.
So I press
Running
4. I
from
need to
button
press
to
4.
button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room.
Is 4 up
These
there?
numbered buttons. No, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this
Man,
door.
you know what? I love
Everything,
it.
anything,
Shut up.
something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten?
Not 4?
Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces.
I have no
Will
idea
you
what
cling
to do.
desperately to your frail life? Or will you let it go
Bro,
peacefully?
what am I supposed
Another
to do?
choice.
This is...
Make it count. Or don't. It's all
I
the
don't
same.
forget anything,
All a part
narrator.
of the joke.
Buzz
And believe
off.
me, I will be
Screw
laughing at
you,
every second of
narrator.
your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I
Screw
say
you.
happily ever after.
Screw you. Man, that narrator's a dick. I mean, it's true. He's a dickhead. He really is. I hate him. But I'm gonna end this video here. That's like 2 different endings we've gotten. Although it's the same path more or less, but